our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, take a deep breath in. Exhale and release. Dear universe, in awe for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out of us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Okay. So just going to start by kind of going over the aura and just kind of priming you to begin. I want you to just take your time here. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. And this just allows you to be aligned, to feel good if you've been feeling tired or restless or whatever that may be. This will just give you an opportunity to be aligned. So I want you to breathe in, exhale, keep breathing, keep going, just breathing into this, taking your time, 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 breathing into it, taking your time, taking your time, just inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, so I'm going to start at your crown and just working through some of these layers. Just going to just open it up. So the opening up here is just an opportunity to just let some of this stuff go. Any of those old thoughts, old ways of thinking, old ways of being that starts really up here, overthinking as well, overanalyzing. Let's just take it off, and release it. It's almost like taking a hat off. So we're just going to take it off, and just work through that. So let me see. And a part of that may be cleansing away certain memories, just memories that need to be removed from the mind. We're so powerful. Our mind literally allows us to think that things are real when they're not. And if you are not in control of that, sometimes that not real is fear. If maybe you're too lost in it, sometimes that not real is delusion. But other times that not real can be motivating. Like think about when you imagine or you create a vision board or you like to picture how you would like your life to be. Our mind is so powerful, and that's where the set of circumstances that happened at whatever time in your life is the defining factor of where your life goes. Today, you can choose whatever way your path wants to go, good or bad. You have the power to do that. So, these defining things shape us mentally, but we still have the free will to do whatever it is we'd like to reshape that if that is our desire and if we follow through. So I'm just going to keep on working there and just breathing on your own, maybe perhaps a couple of deep breaths, and just let it go. Just let it go. It's so tempting to hold on to it. We think it's us, we think it's who we are, we think we're a part of that. But it's just memories. You can make new ones. You can make better ones, more functional ones. I'm just going to kind of get that done. And just don't be afraid to let go. You don't have to hold on to the past. There's new things that are coming. So you could just let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. Just kind of elevating and picking it up here. Just allow it to just rise up and release, because the energy can flow up or it can flow down. So here it's the ground, so we're gonna just allow it to rise up and to be released. Just release it. Release it. Release it. So this interesting message just came in, and that's why I'm kind of smirking about it. It's a weird place to be when you are working on yourself, because sometimes there's a loss of confidence, not being able to trust yourself. But then it's comical at the same time, because there have been times where you really wanted something to work out and it just didn't. And there were times where you didn't think something would work out and it did. So the funny thing about it is, why do we place more value on the times where we wanted something to work out and it didn't, than the times where we didn't think something was going to work out and it did? Why? You know, evolutionarily we could ponder that, but it's to show that there is a balance. So confidence happens over time, but confidence is not a prerequisite for progress in life. Confidence comes, I think, because of progress, because you learn how to do something that you don't know how to do. You're unfamiliar and you find your way through it. That'll bring confidence. Sometimes people get stuck too, because once they get into that groove, they're like, I don't want to be uncomfortable again. So the message is just reminding us that things may not always be as they appear, and it's less about what is the right answer and more about what do you want the answer to be. I know that sounds a little like what? It means that you have more power to shape your destiny than things are just kind of preset to be. So instead of thinking, am I getting this right or wrong, think about it instead of, I'm making this decision that will help me shape where I would like to go, what I would like the outcome to be. I'm flexible in the direction that it's going to go in, instead of seeing it as it has to happen this one way. No, lucky you, it can happen a lot of ways, but you have to clear your mind. You have to clear your mind in order to see that, which can be a little bit difficult. So many things going on. But upon reflection, my little jellyfish, I noticed that if you take social media away, if you take the online environment away, and you just sat there, what would you notice? You would be very bored, right? So you would get up and you would do something, but you don't have to do something at every moment of the day. But what it shows you is that the online free space, it can be boring, but you also have this free space within your mind too, and in your energy to reshape things. So with that being said, you choose what your connection is, your access is. A lot of times people come to social media because they want to break. They want to not have to think about things. They want to be instantly engaged in something that doesn't require them to do much. And then they get overwhelmed over time because it's just too much information is coming at you. Let me know if I should do a social media detox. Do a video for that. Because I think that is a lot of where the overwhelming kind of cluttered mind is coming from. You got 1,000 experts saying contradictory things. It's like, but the reality is that always existed in the real world. It's just having more and more communication access to it. Is like, so now let me go. I'm going to start working on the third eye now so you can see this clear vision. So to be able to release that, to be able to see very clearly, you have to take ownership. You know, you always talk about ownership. You got to take ownership of the life you want and the life you're building. That means you are creating the blueprint. You are creating the foundation. You're not just following one. That means you decide where this is going to go. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just whichever path helps you to feel more supported in the journey that you're taking. I see that sometimes people will discount themselves because they feel like they're not doing enough fast enough. And so, because they're not doing enough fast enough, they end up doing less. But really, the way that we are as a human, some of us, the way that we are as humans, the longer time that we have to slowly progress, the more that we have exponential ability to do more. But the more that we try to go in like very high in a lot of energy, the more likely we are to burn out. And I think it's because a lot of people, I'm working through that, a lot of people feel like they're being left behind because they're seeing so many different experiences at one time, and you're not being left behind at all. Those same people who seem like they have their life figured out are also trying to pivot and do other things, so you're not left behind. Just trust what you love. And there's so many things about life to love. There's career, there are hobbies, there are health, how you connect with your health, spiritual, how you connect with spiritual experiences, others, how you connect with your family, your friends, your community workers, the socializing aspect of it, and all these other things that are important in our everyday life. Just experiencing, having the everyday tactile experience. And so that all makes up you, so you don't need to strive to be perfect and all those things. You don't gotta be the bestest best friend, the bestest child, the bestest parent, the bestest sibling, the bestest co-worker, the bestest at all your hobbies, the bestest at all your career. That you don't have to do that. You have to do just enough. And I know that sounds like, how are you gonna tell me to be just enough of a partner? No, I'm not saying to do nothing or to give the bare minimum. I'm saying do just enough so that you have some left over for yourself, for your energy. You start to realize that you don't have to be so forceful in life, that people are going to stick around because they want to, not because you're gaming the system. Okay? I think it really shows in partnership and even in children. The more that you allow your children and encourage your children to have independence, not neglect, but independence, the more they develop self-confidence. They don't have to state of needing to do that over and over again, instead of just coming as you are. The person who wants to be with you should want to be with you, not because of all of these other things, but you, so that when you do those kind and loving things, it's so much more meaningful. It's not just to keep somebody there, it's simply because you care. So just work through that, and then of course my overachievers at work, okay? They will burn you out. They will burn you out. I think out of all of the examples, work is the example. Please only do your job and don't do a minute more than that. Why do I say that? I think you should always have self-development, and so you can always allocate time you have to develop yourself in that kind of way. But no job you're at, are you a family? We're a family. That's like a very big red flag. We're a family here. And I'm sure there are examples where people do feel connected and tight-knit, but y'all ain't no family, okay? So you will be burned out. And I used to say this all the time: never work harder at a job, than your own business. And if you've never had your own business, that might be hard to understand. At a job, you're being paid for a specific role. So do that. That also comes with certain expectations, and the expectations are you are coachable and you are easy to work with. If you do your job, you're coachable and you're easy to work with. You do not need to do all that other extra stuff. There's a team. Y'all are there as a unit, because that's how you can get frustrated, especially if you feel like other people are not holding their weight, or you feel like you're not being appreciated. So don't. Again, there's a difference between self-development, in which you want to develop certain skills, which yes, but you can do that within the workplace and outside of the workplace. So those are some of those examples. So I'm going to go down now to your heart. And so if the heart is open, the purpose is clear. If the purpose is clear, you can go for it in life, and it's less of a like, where am I going, and more of like, okay, I gotta keep going. And so sometimes people can kind of have some issues there, but I'm just gonna clear that out there and just let the mind just relax. Let it be free. I'm just kind of cleansing that out. Sometimes I think I be giving it to y'all too real. This is supposed to be magical. All of our fantasies are supposed to come true. I'm not supposed to actually have to evolve. I'm just supposed to be the same person, and you're supposed to just lift the energy off of me. Well, I'm here to see my babies blossom and or bloom, okay? systemic stuff of that, but I'm simply saying that a lot of people still did show up, and they were great examples of people, but it's so hard, and it's kind of difficult to put that expectation on someone to do, but they tried their best to do it. But if you happen to have been that person who did that for others, well, now you got a mama here, okay? And so I'll work on that with you. And my babies are all ages, okay? So I'll work on that with you. But I just want a place where you all can have uninterrupted space to rest. So now I'm going to go down to the solar plexus, so opening up and expanding this confidence, just clearing the path for you. Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting take. I'm like, who doesn't want to be nurtured? Why is that mean to nurture? It's only weird if you start asking for things. I just ask for you all to work on yourselves and to heal. And I'm this nurturing with myself, like in my own self-talk. I'm very sweet to myself. I'll say things, as I'm clearing this out, I'll say things to myself like, oh, what do you want to do today, sweet baby? What do you want to do today, sweet baby? Oh, okay, you take your time. You did, like, I really do be talking to myself like that. And I feel like I can't do it, So I'm gonna work through that, work through that, work through that, work through that, work through that. I just try to be super sweet to myself. Because like I said, life is hard enough. I'm a very ambitious person. And so that's just hard enough being ambitious. So everything else, I like to make it very, very just sweet, Many things I can't control, and that's okay. But the other stuff, I just like to make it very, very sweet. I'm just rolling that through. And I'm going to just work on kind of clearing and cleansing up your space, because in order to be fully confident, you gotta be able to spread your arms out and feel like, yes. So I'm just going to work that though. And just take my time here. Okay, good job. So let me go down to the sacral. And this, now the energy's flowing really freely, and it's just kind of watering you there. So just surrounding you by just healing energy. Just think about a baby in the womb surrounded by, fluid. Well, babies, you've done a fantabulous job clearing each one of the chakras and clearing the mind as well. I hope that this was a